Jon Stewart was asked by a member of his audience if he would run for president. And what's interesting is he doesn't say no. And the other thing that's interesting is The Daily Show posted this clip as a standalone clip. So let's watch and then we'll break it down.
Would you ever consider running for an office?
Yeah! It's very kind of you. And by the way, it is, I cannot tell you how wild it is to have people even think that having the power over their lives is something they would appreciate that you have. But I do know, like, all the folks in the media like this, like Steven, like Jimmy, we get this. This is a question that comes up a lot. And I think it speaks to, if I may, and I don't know the motivation, it speaks to this desperation and dissatisfaction that we have with the status quo. And so then you see somebody on television who's saying some of the things that resonate with you, and you think, well, it. It really is, I think you should be president, is the line that comes right after it. Because most people go like, I'm watching this, I'm doing this, these guys aren't doing that. You know what? It. That guy he's on TV. It's almost like you're cursing me with like a Twilight Zone, like, make him! But it is like, I so understand the feeling, like, I think what's happening right now with all of us, myself included, because having the ability to have a catharsis or talk about it or work with people every day is emotionally sustaining, but I think we have a shared feeling of helplessness because we're all watching the same thing and going, this is, some of the show tonight is sort of like, you're here on a good night. Who are you gonna believe, you or your lying eyes? And that's and where we're at is in sort of that, how are we going to slow this down? But I'm telling you, the one thing that I will say is the institutions may be wanting and may be failing, but the people aren't. You know, people keep saying, oh, this guy's Hitler. No, he's not. And I'll tell you why he's not. Hitler was popular. This guy's not. Because the people, and I'm talking about people like, I live in a town where like a lot of people went that way. Like they give me a lot of shit in the deli. Like I walk in the deli and it's not like, hey, how's that auto pen? How's Biden's auto pen? I walk in the deli now and they're like, what would you like on your sandwich? Like, it ain't flying in a lot of places where you think it might be flying. So the one institution that I think has been the bulwark in a way that nothing else has been the people. And that's been really heartening to me.
He did not say no. He didn't even come close to saying no. He was just sort of like, I get it. I understand why you guys want me to run for president. That's basically the gist of what he's saying here is like, I get it. Everybody feels helpless and they see a guy who says things that they agree with and they go, I want you to do it. And at no point there did it come close to a no, which, you know, that would be the first thing you'd say if you really want to shut the door on it is you'd be like, no, I'm not going to run. But he didn't do that. And then he goes on to say, like, compare Trump to Hitler and say, well, Hitler was actually more popular. It's funny, me and Crystal were actually just talking about a similar thing. And what I said to her is, Trump is unique and different from a character like Hitler because Hitler was purely ideological. He was a purely ideological fascist and Nazi and eugenicist, right? Trump, his default operating system is white supremacy and fascism, right? But he's also equal parts corruption and self-aggrandizement and narcissism. And so it's almost like, in some ways, it's an even more toxic brew. Because yes, there's the default fascism is there as well with Trump, but then mix on top of that all the self-dealing and the corruption and the profiting off of the office and backroom deals and people paying for pardons and making deals with foreign governments and ignoring the will of the people. So in a sense, it's like almost a worse ideological mix. I know it sounds crazy to say, but if you understand the argument, you get there's no other conclusion there, right? So, but he might do it, bro. He might fucking do it. I don't know. Is it time? Should we unleash the hounds? Should I get all of you to like fucking email The Daily Show or text Jon Stewart or DM Jon Stewart or tweet at Jon Stewart or fucking find a way to get through to him and be like, hey, dog, look, you got to run, man. We want you to run. Because I had sort of stopped talking about it a little bit because, I don't know, it just sort of died off. He hadn't been... There were a couple things he said, I think, that annoyed me, and so that I backed off for that reason, but also because he didn't really seem interested much. But I don't know, this, now, hey, maybe, dog. Look, what I remain confident of is this. We are going to have somebody in 2028 that actually represents our values, right? And I don't know who it's going to be at this moment. It could be Ro Khanna, it could be AOC, it could be Jon Stewart, it could be somebody that hasn't even occurred to us. But somebody's going to represent our ideology and our values. And whoever reps that lane of like hardcore Trump resistance mixed with, Bernie's policies and actually fundamentally changing this country, they're going to be the one who ends up winning. And you can't just default to, oh, this is the safe establishment choice. Nobody cares about the safe choice anymore. We see what Trump's done in this country. The safe choice got us in this position because the safe choice couldn't hold back Trump, right? So maybe now it's time for the unsafe choice on our side. Well, who would be the Trump of our side, basically? It would be Jon Stewart. He would be like the Trump of our side. Look, don't get me wrong, he's not perfect. There are certain things I really don't like. I do think he still, deep down on some level, has an instinct for the both sidesism and the false equivalence. I still think on some level, he kind of hasn't given up on even the hardcore MAGA voters, not the politicians. I think he's correctly against all of them. But the voters, I still feel like he thinks there might be something in there. So I don't totally agree with him, but I know he's right on policy, and I know he's a fighter, and I know he can use mockery to really expose how fucking soulless this movement is. And so I don't know. He would be a great option. So we'll see. We'll see, but that, as I said, that definitely wasn't a no, not even close, but I'm curious what you guys think. Put in the comment section below, do you think he's actually considering it? Because I would say based off this clip, I would say, yeah, I think he's considering it. I don't think I'm out over my skis in saying that. What do you guys think? All right, y'all, that's the show, man. I hope you guys had a great one. Y'all know the deal. Everybody, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. You can also support the show on Patreon or tip with that thanks button on YouTube. You can also sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. That link is below. And go sub to Corn's World. We're going to be live tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Kyle and Corn, you don't want to miss it. It'll be a fun one. All right, I'll see you guys there. Have a great one. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.